The first adventure is the most controversial, which is Artifact Zero, which is all about finding... should I say how... Right, which is all about dealing with some aspect of Project Rainbow. In my opinion, it is the most unfair, unbalanced and incredibly confusing scenarios I've ever come across in my entire life. It would make a fantastic one-off. You could run this at a convention, no problem at all. Just give it a bit of a bulk out, make sure it lasts for 3 to 4 hours, and you'll have a great time. The problem is there is almost no way of figuring out what's going on. It's just a case of dealing with the repercussions of what you've done. There is no monsters to fight, there is no spells to cast, there's no tomes to read. It's just a rather unfortunate situation to be put into, and how you cope with it as a player character. The second is A Night on Owl's Head Mountain, start again, which relates to the Mi-Go chapter, and basically that's to do with a cult or a group which is formed around what used to be the Mi-Go's interactions in this area, because when they moved out, there was a gap left or void left behind, and that was filled up by other, even less desirable things which have started to run rampage and started being noticed. And the final one is Holy War, which is a rather interesting use of the Fate chapter, which relates to basically the servants of two mythos deities battling it out with each other over various different tomes and artifacts, and you as player character get stuck in the middle. Out of all three of the ones I've reviewed so far, this is my least favourite one. That's not to say it's bad. If I had to put them in order, I would say Countdown was the best one I got, Delta Green would come a second, this would be a third. And I know I'm sounding ungrateful that it even exists, because this is a great read, an absolutely fantastic read. And I do not begrudge Pagan Publishing for basically reprinting old material and presenting it as a new book, because I like to read stuff like this, and this has got the reading into conspiracy theories and stuff like that, which is why I know a bit more about it than I did do before I encountered this particular book. If you are on a limited budget, you can skip this one. You don't need it. If you are a collector like me, or you want to deal with more with the Fate, which is hinted at in the Delta Green book, or you want to get more rules and more crunch for using MJ12 and the Greys, then get this book. As a player, you don't need any of these books really. In fact, I highly recommend that a player doesn't get any Delta Green books at all, beyond possibly the core rule book, because it does go through so much history, which is, I would consider to be not player safe, because you really aren't made fully aware about this. Let's assume that you are playing Delta Green Agents and not playing some other organisation. You will not get told a massive amount of information with regards to what is going on, and as such, you wouldn't know all this backstory. Selene knows about this, and if you play a long-term campaign, you too as player characters could learn about it. But that's something that your keeper should share with you, not read for yourself. Right, well, thank you very much for your time. That's now book 3, and we're going to be going on to Target Opportunity, which hasn't been published yet, but I do have the PDF for it. So despite the fact I deplore reading PDFs, I have read enough of it to give a preliminary review, which is what I'll be coming up with next. Thank you for your time, guys. Goodbye.